Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to lean in and hear me right now, because what I am about to say will shake the very foundation of your faith. Today, I am declaring that you're about to see what God has been preparing, not tomorrow, not next week, but this moment. For too long, you have been waiting, hoping, praying, and wondering when your breakthrough will come. You've walked through storms, faced mountains that seemed impossible to climb, and felt doors slam in your face. But I'm here to tell you that God has not forgotten you. Every tear, every prayer, every silent cry in the night has been building something inside of you that the world cannot contain. God has been orchestrating your life in ways you cannot yet comprehend. He has been aligning the people, the places, and the opportunities that will suddenly shift your story. And when this moment arrives, when God unveils His plan, it will be undeniable. You will look back and say, now I see, now I understand why I waited, now I see what God was preparing all along. So today I want you to open your heart, lift your hands, and get ready, because the favor, the blessing, the promotion, and the breakthrough that you've been praying for is on its way. You see, divine preparation is not something that happens overnight. It is not a quick fix. It is not a shortcut. Know what God is doing in your life is bigger than what your eyes can see, bigger than what your mind can comprehend, bigger than anything you could manufacture on your own. When God prepares, He does not just drop a blessing into your lap. He molds, He shapes, He stretches, and He strengthens you so that when the moment comes, you are ready. Too many people get frustrated because they only see the waiting, but they fail to recognize the building. They fail to see the invisible hands at work, moving behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail, arranging every puzzle piece, lining up every person, every opportunity, every encounter, every word, every circumstance in your life, so that when God says now, it will explode with power. Think about Joseph in the Bible. He didn't just wake up one morning and become the prime minister of Egypt. No, he was rejected by his brothers, thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and thrown into prison. And yet every hardship, every tear, every trial was part of God's preparation. Every setback was a setup. Every closed door was positioning him for a higher calling. And when the time came when Pharaoh needed someone to interpret his dreams, Joseph was ready. He had been trained. He had been tested. He had been refined. And because God had prepared him, he didn't just survive the moment, he conquered it. You see, preparation is not punishment. Preparation is not rejection. Preparation is not delay. Preparation is divine investment. It is God taking the raw material of your life, your heart, your mind, your talents, your experiences, even your mistakes, and refining them until they are ready for the purpose He has set before you. It is God saying, I'm not just going to give you a breakthrough. I'm going to make you able to handle it when it comes. Because too many people receive blessings they are not ready for, and they squander what God intended for greatness. Look at your own life for a moment. Think about the challenges you faced, the nights you cried, the moments you thought you couldn't go on. Every disappointment, every closed door, every delay was not the end. It was not a sign that God had forgotten you. It was a sign that God was preparing you. He was shaping your character. He was growing your resilience. He was expanding your faith. He was teaching you to trust Him even when the outcome was invisible. Divine preparation is about alignment. God is aligning your heart with His purpose, your vision with His plan, and your timing with His will. And let me tell you something, preparation often feels uncomfortable. It often feels inconvenient. It often feels unfair, but that's how you know it's working. If it were easy, you wouldn't need preparation. If it were comfortable, you wouldn't grow. If it were convenient, you wouldn't learn dependence. God's preparation stretches you. It challenges you. It shakes you out of your comfort zone. It exposes weaknesses so He can replace them with strength. It humbles you so He can elevate you. And when the moment comes, when the doors finally swing open, you won't just walk in. You'll stride in with confidence, knowing that God made you ready. Think about this. You are being prepared for something bigger than you've ever imagined. You're being prepared for a season, a purpose, a calling that will require more than what you have right now. It will require wisdom you don't yet possess, faith that hasn't yet been tested, patience you haven't fully exercised. But God is equipping you. He is filling you. He is pouring into you. And when the time comes, all the waiting, all the testing, all the stretching will pay off. You will look back and realize that what you endured was not wasted. It was a divine preparation. I want to remind you of something very important. Divine preparation always works in silence. While the world is watching others succeed, you may feel forgotten, overlooked, invisible. But God's preparation is never in vain. While others are celebrating early victories, you are being positioned for a victory that will far surpass theirs. While they are running ahead, you are being built up in a way that will allow you to run without stumbling when your time arrives. While they are chasing temporary things, you are being anchored in eternal purpose. And when God finally unveils his plan, it will be undeniable. It will be unstoppable. It will be unstoppable because it was meticulously prepared by the God who sees the beginning from the end, the invisible from the visible, the impossible from the possible. And here's the good news. You are not alone in this preparation. God is with you every step of the way. He is your teacher, your trainer, your mentor, your guide, your comforter, and your strength. He is walking you through the fire, holding you through the storm, whispering encouragement in the silence, and reminding you that this is all part of his plan. You are being prepared not just to survive, but to thrive. Not just to exist, but to excel. Not just to take, but to give. Not just to achieve, but to inspire. So today I want you to stop focusing on the waiting and start focusing on the building. Stop being frustrated by delays and start being grateful for the growth. Stop measuring yourself by what you see and start trusting the unseen. Because divine preparation is not about what you are today. It's about what God is making you for tomorrow. It is the bridge between your current reality and your destiny. It is the hidden hand of God moving behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail, arranging every opportunity, and making sure that when your breakthrough comes, it will be perfect. It will be powerful. It will be unstoppable, and it will glorify the name of the Lord. And let me make this crystal clear. The moment of breakthrough is coming. The favor you've prayed for, the doors you've been knocking on, the dreams that have been deferred. God has been preparing you for them. Every tear, every trial, every moment of doubt has been training you for the victory that is on its way. You are being made ready. You are being built up. You are being positioned for a season of unparalleled blessing. And when it happens, it will not just be a win for you. It will be a testimony for the world. So stand strong, stand firm, and lift your head high. God has not forgotten you. He has not abandoned you. He has been preparing you. And soon, very soon, you will see the manifestation of what he has been doing in your life all along. Your moment is coming. Your season is coming. And when it arrives, you will finally understand why every delay, every disappointment, every challenge, and every trial was necessary. You are ready. You have been prepared. And God is about to show you exactly what he has been preparing. Faith over fear. Let me tell you something right now. Fear will try to rob you of your destiny. Fear will whisper lies in your ear, telling you that you are not enough, that your time has passed, that your dreams are too big, that your God is too far away. Fear will try to paralyze your potential, to keep you stuck in yesterday, to convince you that waiting is defeat and delay is denial. But I'm here to declare today that faith is louder than fear. Faith is stronger than fear. Faith will move you forward when fear wants to hold you back. And the truth is, every breakthrough, every miracle, every success, every promotion, every answered prayer is always preceded by a choice. Will you trust God, or will you let fear have the final word? You see, fear is the enemy of faith because fear focuses on what is seen, what is temporary, what is uncertain. Fear says, I can't, I won't, it's too late, it's impossible. But faith says, God can, God will, it's not over. Nothing is impossible with him. Faith looks beyond what is visible and fixes its eyes on the invisible God. The all-powerful, ever-present, all-knowing God who has never failed you and will never fail you. Faith is not blind. Faith is not foolish. Faith is a deliberate act of the heart and mind that says, I choose to believe what God says over what my circumstances are telling me. Let me remind you of Abraham. God called him to leave his home, his family, everything familiar, and go to a land he did not know. Fear must have tried to stop him. The fear of uncertainty, the fear of scarcity, the fear believing what was comfortable, it all must have crowded his mind. But Abraham chose faith. He chose to trust God's promise over the fear that wanted to hold him back. And because he did, history remembers him as the father of nations. Because he chose faith over fear, God's plan unfolded perfectly. Now, think about your life. How many times has fear tried to stop you? How many times has fear made you hesitate, doubt, or question your purpose? How many times has fear made you settle for less than what God has promised? The enemy loves to use fear because it is a powerful weapon. It can make you question your worth, your ability, and your destiny. It can make you feel like giving up just before your breakthrough. But that is exactly why God calls you to faith, because faith is the antidote to fear. Faith says, I will trust the one who has never failed me. Faith says, I will believe in the unseen, even when the evidence is not visible. Faith says, I will stand when the storm rages. I will rise when the enemy attacks. I will endure when the world says no, because God says yes. Faith over fear is not just about believing for yourself. Faith over fear is also about standing as a witness for others. It is about showing the world that when you choose to trust God, miracles happen. When you choose faith, mountains move. When you choose trust, doors open. When you step out in faith, God shows up in ways that are beyond imagination. And here's the thing, fear is contagious, but so is faith. The moment you choose faith over fear, you inspire others to do the same. You show them that God is bigger than their doubts, stronger than their worries, and more powerful than their problems. I want you to understand that faith over fear is not a one-time choice. It is a daily moment-by-moment decision. It is choosing to believe God when your finances are low, when your health is challenged, when your relationships are broken, when your dreams feel impossible, when doors are closed, when prayers seem unanswered. Every day, every hour, every moment, you have the opportunity to say, I will believe God over my fears. I will trust him over my doubts. I will follow him over my hesitation. I will obey him even when it doesn't make sense. That is faith. That is courage. That is power. That is what separates those who see breakthroughs from those who are stuck in delays. Let me speak to those who are facing storms right now. You are standing at the edge of your breakthrough, but fear is knocking at the door. Fear is telling you that you are not strong enough, that you are not ready, that it's too late, that you will fail. I am here to tell you that fear is lying. God is saying something entirely different. God is saying, I have not abandoned you. I have not forgotten you. I have prepared you. I am equipping you. I am positioning you. Your faith will carry you through. You do not have to see the entire path. You do not have to know every detail. You only need to take the next step in faith, trusting that God will light the way. Think about the story of Peter walking on water. The moment he stepped out of the boat, faith was his weapon. But doubt and fear tried to pull him under. He kept his eyes on Jesus and he walked on water. But the moment he looked at the waves, the moment he focused on the storm, the moment he let fear enter his heart, he began to sink. The lesson is clear. Faith over fear requires focus. Faith over fear requires keeping your eyes on the one who has called you, even when everything around you seems unstable. Faith over fear requires unwavering trust. Even when circumstances are shouting, you can't, you won't, it's impossible. Let me remind you, faith does not guarantee that the storm will disappear. Faith does not guarantee that the problem will be solved instantly. Faith does not mean that the enemy will stop attacking. B. Faith guarantees that you will not be defeated. Faith guarantees that you will not be overcome. Faith guarantees that God is with you in every battle, in every trial, in every test. Faith guarantees that when the breakthrough comes, and it will come, you will be ready to receive it with a heart full of gratitude and a spirit full of victory. And here's the beauty of faith over fear. It unlocks God's power in ways you cannot imagine.